Coach, just can you give us an injury update on Grady and Jonathan?
Yeah, so Grady still questionable. He practiced today, light sort of practice. We'll reevaluate in the morning, see how he is, but questionable for the game.
And just take me through today's practice after the last game. What are some of the things that you worked on?
Yeah, so I think just cleaning up a few things, offensive side, defensive side. Obviously, when you watch the tape, you learn sort of some of the nuances of what your team did. I think on the offensive side, it's about playing quicker and playing sort of faster in transition before their defense can get set up. And then the defensive side, they were switching 1 through 5 and just giving the guys some more options. Here's some choices and some solutions to their switching 1 through 5.
And you got out into some transition opportunities too. Obviously, it's just like a matter of getting back, or what are some of the little details that you can implement to remind guys like that's important?
Yeah, I think in basketball coaching and transition, sort of the first 3 steps idea of where are your first 3 steps going. So are you crashing to the glass and trying to go and get the offensive rebound, or are you back in defensive transition? And really being clean and crisp with what those looks like. I think standing is the worst thing you can do. So making sure we're reinforcing with our guys, you're going somewhere with purpose.
Jamison Battle signed Exhibit 10 with the Toronto Raptors. What have you seen in this whole summer league from him?
Jamison's been really exciting as a player. I think his shooting ability is sort of like everyone can see it, but his playmaking and next action is also really good. And then defensively, he's got really good length, kind of good arms, good shoulders. So he's actually done a really good job in his on-ball defense also.
And Quincy got some minutes last game. Just take me through his summer league.
Yeah, really excited. I think from Quincy, from the moment we had him in a pre-draft workout, we were really sort of amazed by the force with which he plays, the effort he puts out on the floor, and all of our training camp practices have been really wonderful. Really happy to get him on the court and allow him to play some minutes, and you see the force he can play with, so we're excited for him in his future.
And Jamison, going back to him, at the next level, where would he excel? Where would he be able to, help this team?
Yeah, I think for Jamison, the shooting is obviously the big piece. That's where you're sort of seeing NBA skill already. So that lefty sort of stroke and the size that he has, that's the alluring thing. That's the thing that you're like, wow, could he be really good in that area? So that would get him on the court, and then he'll need to continue working on his defense, continue working on his playmaking, which would be the supplementary things that would kind of keep him on the court.
Next game against Miami, how do you keep the guys motivated? Summer league can feel like it drags at times. Does it feel like that for the guys, or are they always pretty easily motivated?
Our team's been really in a good space. I think that we came in today after practice, after a loss, and sometimes it can be sort of a dull, down day, but our guys are ready to go. They sort of, were able to flush that game pretty quickly and be ready for this next one, so we're prepared for Miami. I think they're a really good opponent, very good team. They'll bring a lot of similar things that we faced last game, so we have some counters now to it, which will be a great challenge for our guys to make find the solutions in the game.
Jamison, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just take me how the signing went down, like how you found out about it, what was going on.
Yeah, I think it was something that was always in the back of my mind, especially coming here to Toronto. I think E10 was something that I was looking at, and then just playing in Summer League and then having those good 2 games and then actually signing the contract and put it into fruition. It's exciting, but I know there's a lot more work to be done, and I'm excited for what's to come with this last Summer League game, and then got 2 more hopefully after that, we'll see. And then go to camp as well. It'll be a good experience for me, and just to develop as a player and just develop as a professional.
For guys like me and probably most people watching, what does it actually feel like to put your name on a piece of paper that says a contract in the NBA?
Yeah, it's for sure a relief, and it's exciting, but then you know that there's just so much more work ahead, and I think that's what the exciting thing is for me, knowing what I have to do to continue on with the Raptors and to make the team, but just to make sure that I'm at the best level I can be. And I think there's a lot of support here, whether it's from the guys on the team or whether it's from the coaching staff. It's an unbelievable organization. I've kind of seen that even a couple weeks ago when I was in Toronto for our mini camp for Summer League. But it's an unbelievable spot, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, so what does that mean to have an organization that you value, like that value you?
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. You want to go where you're wanted, and you want to go where you're valued. And I think that's the same thing that I had in college, where I went back home to Minnesota. I was at GW, where I was valued and I wanted to go. And then especially going to Ohio State this last year, I think you could see just that the appreciation that everyone has for each other, and where you, like I said, you want to go where you're wanted. And I know Toronto had been very interested from the jump, whether it was at Portsmouth back in April. So it's exciting, and talking with the organization and talking with the guys, it's like you said, you want to go where you're wanted, and you want to go where you're going to have a chance to be successful and develop as a player.
You're playing with a lot of confidence. You came in like that, Summer League. These are guys auditioning for jobs that they've worked for their whole lives.
Right.
Nervous? Not nervous? Like, where did you get that inside of you to just come in firing?
Yeah, there's always some nerves, especially playing your first game in Summer League, but I think it's just relying back on that work you put in. The week we had before in Toronto, and then coming out here, just some practices that we had here in Vegas. You rely on the work, and I think that's something I've put in a lot of work to get to where I am, and there's still a lot more work to be done, but it's just always relying on that work, and then you can have that confidence in yourself because you know you've put the time in, you've put the shots up, you've put the hours in the weight room. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be confident.
So where do you think your game translates the best at the next level?
Yeah, I think shooting's the biggest thing for me, and I think size-wise, I think the league is always looking for guys who are my size and who can shoot it. But I think the big thing is also defense. You know, I have to be able to defend. I have to be able to, you know, guard, keep a guy in front of me, and then also help the team on help defense and other stuff like that. So, but I think the biggest translator is shooting. I think that's been shown in summer league so far. But you know, there's still more things that I can add to my game to help teams win.
And what's one of the things that you've been working on that maybe you want to improve from college?
Yeah, I think, like I said, defense. I think that's the biggest thing, is where NBA is always going to look to expose mismatches, and they're going to keep going until you can show that you can stop it. So I think for me, it's working on defense, and I think that starts in the weight room. I think that starts with nutrition. I think there's so many things that I have to do outside of basketball that can contribute to my basketball play. So there's things like that where I have to, you know, really lock in and really hone in on those little things, those little small details that really matter, you know, that really are big things.
Last one. This team seems very connected, a lot of camaraderie. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I just think it's the guys we have. I think it's the guys this organization has brought in. I think it's just that, like I said, that mini camp that week in Toronto we had, you know, guys were always talking, guys were always together. I mean, we went to a Blue Jays game, and then we're always just around each other, and especially being in Vegas now, you're around your teammates and you're around your guys. So it's just an unbelievable, like I said, organization. But the guys that they bring in, you know, there's no egos, there's no selfishness. Guys just want to come here and win, and they knowing that, you know, if you win, that there's going to be spots for you, and you're going to be able to show what you bring to teams. So it's an unbelievable group, and I think you can see that the way we play. Obviously, it was a tough one yesterday against Utah, but I know we'll respond, and that's the type of guys we have here, and it's going to be an exciting game on tomorrow against the Heat.
Quincy, just first of all, take me through what Summer League has been like for you.
It's been great. It's a great experience. Learning a lot from the coaches, the players, being around some vets too. It's great. It's been great.
What's one of the things that you've been working on in Summer League that you're feeling like you're getting better at?
Really just, you know, just being a 3-and-D, being consistent with my shot, 3-point shot, playing with a high motor, defending and rebounding the ball.
What did it feel like to get out there yesterday?
It felt good. You know, break the ice, didn't play the first 2 games, but, you know, just got to be ready every time, and it felt good to run up and down and to get a feel for the game.
At what point do you go, okay, I belong here? Like, do you always think like that, or is it something that happens in the game?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I always felt like Toronto was a good spot for me, just in terms of how they're developing players and stuff. So, you know, I'm just grateful and happy to be here.
As a Canadian, then, what does it mean to, like, you know, you said you're grateful, but to be a part of, you know, Canada's organization?
It means a lot. You know, I know Chris Boucher and all of them. RJ, play with RJ, so it's just fun, you know, to be around those guys and to be able to compete with them.
When you look at your game holistically, where do you think it translates the best at the next level?
Yeah, like I just said, I think it's really just running the floor, being a 3-and-D, guarding the 4 or the 5, just whatever position they want me to play. I'll bring energy and just my high motor and be able to make shots.
Last one, I've been asking the guys, like, it feels like the camaraderie in this team is higher than, you know, I think any Summer League team I've seen.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? It seems like everybody's behind each other.
Just a lot of goofy guys on the team, and it's just like, you know, it's a great experience. You know, you're in Vegas for 2 weeks. It happens once out of a year, so it's just really great to just be out there with the guys and, you know, having fun.